Hello there, Aquarius sun, moon, and most accurate rising sign today. We're talking about the month of March 2024. Wow, what a month it is because you're going to have some incredible developments, maybe a bit of surprise regarding your home or property or where you live, but a nice glow up in your financial part of your chart for your earnings as well. And I kind of think some really interesting developments regarding travel. So we're going to talk about how they play out for this month ahead. So let's get rolling. But before we do, just in case you have met me here for the first time and you're new, my name is Lori Lothian, and I am a Western tropical zodiac astrologer using the whole sign house system. I'm also supremely fond of fixed stars and minor asteroids, and we talk about those a lot on my channel, where I bring you up to 30 videos every month. And if that interests you, try me out by hitting the like button, subscribing, and hitting that notification bell so you don't miss a thing. I have one promotion this month. It's my Sky Reader class is starting on, I think, around April 7th. We're going to run for 6 weeks of classes, 7 weeks in total. We take a break between the 3-week mark and the next set. This is a class that's teaching you to be your own astrologer and time your best life using the tools of ancient astrology. We're going to be teaching you the basics, followed by 3 weeks of divine timing techniques and tools. If that kind of thing interests you and you want to get into my class, because there are limited spots, you need to get on the wait list, which also gives you an early bird notice discount. That waitlist combination thingy is down below under the More button, where you can click a button and put your email in so you're notified when the shopping cart opens to enroll in the 3rd week of March or so. Let's get started. So here I am one of you. I am an Aquarius rising. Wow. First of all, how have we all been feeling? Come on, guys. We've had that huge amount of energy of the Pluto party in the house of us, as Pluto first arriving on February 20th, was accompanied later on in the month of February by Venus on the 16th of February, by Mars on the 13th of February, by Mercury in early February, maybe the 4th. We basically were overwhelmed with a bunch of content in the house of our identity. If it's your sun, you might be listening for your career and purpose or father figure content. If it's your moon, you're listening about your mother or your home or your body and your domestic safety environment needs. And if you're listening for your rising sign, of course, it's about this body, mind, identity complex. So I've been Aquarius rising. I can say I almost was going out of my skin during some of that time. I'm like, especially with Mars, I could bite someone's head off. I'm impatient and irritable. Oh my God. So that said, here becomes a much nicer month, the month of March. So first of all, let's talk about Venus, and then let's talk about Mars, and let's talk about Mercury changing signs. And then we'll talk about the eclipse. Yes, the eclipse in Libra, the second Libra eclipse out of a series of 3. And we'll also mention, of course, a blow by blow of everything that happens chronologically. So first of all, when Venus is moving through the sign of Aquarius, we may get a new haircut, a new wardrobe. I did both. I got a really nice couple of new sweaters that I really love. And I am also getting my hair done during this transit. So it started on February 16th, Venus moving to the house of our appearance, our body, our deportment. And she will leave there on March the 11th. So it's all about feeling good about yourself, loving yourself. In those first 11 days of March, you're still glowing with this energy. And you may be also very appealing to others, very popular, very congenial, and very charming in the eyes of the world. And then we'll see that Venus will move away from the charm offensive into the house of your earnings, where she will be exalted and bringing super deliveries of power and success here between March the 12th and April the 4th. Now, this is where you can see a definite increase in your earnings, or the opportunity for raises, promotions, or luck in new jobs and job settings. At the same time, the second house is your teeth, your jaw, your face. And you may be also looking at beautifying that part of your body, having cosmetic procedures, etc. And if you do, one of the best times for cosmetic procedures during her transit through the second house, which begins, as I said, on March 12th and ends on April 4th, is when Mars joins her there, the god of surgery and the god of lasers and the god of sharp objects. So he joins her there. So March the 23rd, he arrives. And until April 23rd, a cosmetic or dental procedure that has to do with beautifying yourself. And when you want good results, choose that window of time that I reiterated. That will be March the 23rd to April 4th. You have both Mars and Venus in the house of the face. And even just getting a mole removed or something. Watch for fillers. New studies are showing that they can cause cancer by blocking the lymphatic system. And there was a new viral video or viral content on the face of one of the Kardashian girls and how it's all like too much filler. And she's only 26, but she looks 37 or 40 because of the filler that's, causing problems. So filler is really, it is a Mars Venus thing because you inject it, but be careful with those fillers, guys. You're going to find out that they're going to have a long-term sequelae or medical problem that we didn't account for, including, unfortunately, the new study that says more prone to cancer. It's not to scare you. Anyway, next, I haven't had anything. There's no filler. There's nothing here. This is my normal face. I can pull it back and one day I'll look much younger. It's a good lighting and it's a decent filter on my camera. Honestly, I do have a lot of wrinkles, right? At 60, almost 62. Now, the other thing I want to say, because I got down my rabbit hole, I think all I'll get done is get my teeth polished or something. But you can do stuff with Venus here. So don't forget, good for dental work as well. Well, she's moving March 12th to April 4th and beautifying your face. You may also change your diet style, especially with Mars. You may make a major change of diet style successfully to find new foods or substances that you love to ingest that are better for you. Well, that is true March 12th to April 4th. The power to quit the bad substances that make you not happy with your life, your digestion, your health, your body, whether they're alcohol, cigarettes, or food, or something else, that power to quit while you enjoy the quitting process will be very active for you. And it's only once every 2 years you can get this kind of powered out window time between March the 23rd, as Mars is in your second house, while Venus is still there till April 4th. So March 23rd to April 4th, again, great for cleanses, quitting substances, starting afresh on dietary styles, eliminating foods and substances that are bad for your diet. Certainly, though, you're going to make more money when she's here, March the 12th to April 4th, in whatever income earning direction your life has taken you. Look for that as a plus, plus, plus in the game of your career. And between March the 23rd and April 4th, when Mars is there, you are killing it, man, because he owns your house of career and you're passionately engaged in more earnings and making more money. Okay, let's next talk about Mars as a standalone a la carte item. Mars, decisions, action, power, personal willpower, drive, ambition, directionality, heat, accidents. Mars going through the house of you when he was close to Pluto. I was watch for falling accidents on February 13th, 14th, 15th, and Valentine's Day disruptions for some of us. So I almost got into 2 car accidents on the 13th, 14th kind of time frame. Not even my fault. One would have been, the other one wasn't. So praise the Lord, I'm okay. But if you survive that Pluto-Mars timeframe that happened, especially early degree Aquarius risings around Valentine's Day, now then Mars moved on. And then basically we'll be moving, started on February 13th, we'll be moving on March the 23rd away from the house of us. Wonderful for powering into things with will and drive, especially with Pluto there, making it more intense in ambition and focus and directionality and decisions. Yes. And then, boom, he gets out of there. Mars leaves, and it's only every 2 years he goes through this part of the sky anyway, but then he leaves and moves into our money house on March the 23rd and remains there until the 30th of April. So those almost 5 weeks or 6 weeks time frame, March the 23rd to April 20th, it's really good for self-starters. If you're an entrepreneur, independent business type person, this is going to give you lots of chutzpah to really get going on what things you want to create or do to earn money. If you're in the workplace, however, you may quit or sever or end a way of making money or quit a job. That can happen as well, or cut away something in your earning strategy that you don't want. Also, from March the 23rd to April the 30th, it's good for any kind of surgical procedures, but I already gave you the better facial surgical time. You want Venus there, March 23rd to April 4th is the best. Also, Mars here can mean that you spend money. We often spend money when he's here, guys, but you're going to spend it wisely, most wisely perhaps, when Venus is bonifying him in her exaltation. So any major expenditures you desire to make that will be quite maybe luxurious or costly or a little over the top in your imagination, best to make those purchases successfully without any hardship, March 23rd to April 4th. I'm probably going to get a new laptop in that window of time for my work. When we look at Mars here, your speech can be sharp and hard, right? Because that's like the quality of voice and speech is here. So just be careful that you don't overdo it. But again, it is a powerful transit every 2 years. And so it's nothing new. You've been through this before. Mercury will move from signs as well because he starts off finishing his 3 weeks in the sign of Pisces that he began in the month of February. On the March the 9th, he leaves Pisces, which is your earnings house. Now, you might find the first 8 days of March, you're still very busy marketing, merchandising, selling, communicating, speaking a lot for some reason. Having conversations with others would be very Mercury in your second house. He's out of a debility. I mean, he's in debility. So watch that you speak the truth, that you say things that are true, that your voice is true and clear and rings a bell as being not a lie, so keep your speech clean if you can. But also Mercury here may have you come up with new earnings ideas and strategies for earnings. That's how it's been working for me. And then as he leaves there on March the 9th, guess what, guys? Drum roll, please. He gets ready to spend 2 whole months, yeek, in the sign of Aries, and Aries is your third house of trips and travel and younger siblings and siblings in general and cousins and nieces and nephews and writing projects and your online website and periodicals and magazines and social media platforms and the fishbowl in which you swim, your everyday life. Holy man, 2 months here. You might want to compare this state where he arrives, by the way, on March 9th and leaves on May 16th to how it felt at roughly the same time of year in 2017 when he was in this part of the chart. Now, you can take short distance trips and travel when he is here, and therefore travel opportunities to book or take trips may be quite obvious to you March the 9th to May the 16th. And because he's retrograde, traveling to a place you've been before, going back to a place you've traveled to before is very common. Mercury loves knowledge and study, and this is a learning and teaching house. You may be teaching something as a teacher that you've taught before. I'll be teaching Sky Reader here. You may also learn something that you want to go back and deepen your learning in to further your education. I will probably be taking an educational astrology course for myself at the same time. So you get the vibe, right? If you are at all somebody who has any kind of problems in your communication with a neighbor or elder sibling, just because he's here for 2 whole months with a retrograde, you may find you need to go back over old ground with these people and straighten things out. But retrograde, going back to visit a sibling to visit you, you to visit a sibling, could happen. And it also might be a time in which you come up with a lot of great new ideas. And it's especially important for anybody who's listening as an Aquarius who works in the online world. You may come up with new ideas in the house of ideas, in the house of the social media world, as he spends those 2 months moving through your sign. I'll be doing a whole video on this if you subscribe, because this is an important retrograde and there's amazing asteroids and stars that get involved in this particular one. But go back to 2017 when it was an elemental fire year for Mercury's retrogrades, where he stayed in air signs for a long time. And I'll be doing that this year. And I have a video on that in my 2024 playlist. Go check it out. Moving forward, so you're going to be very active in houses 3, 7, and 11. They're all relating houses, and your relational life, one-on-one, one in many, and one within yourself, will be highly active during this particular year. Let's also talk about the eclipse in Libra. This is a second eclipse. One happened on October 14th at 21 Libra. It was a ring of fire solar eclipse in your 9th house. Foreign lands, foreign travel, third marriages, book publishing, legal and court matters, higher education and academics, spiritual philosophy, and the meaning of your life, your purpose energetically, and like what you think is meaningful, why you want to do something, where is your dharma, how are you aligned or not aligned. And that is going to be there for a story that repeats. The October 4th eclipse, 14th eclipse may have planted a seed, but this can also be a fulfillment of it as a lunar eclipse sheds the eerie red light of new understanding into your world on March the 25th. Did I say? I'm having one of those moments and my brain just went offline. 6 months. 6 months. Add 6 months. There's a quality here where if you're spiritual, if you're somebody who is looking for truth, that this can be a spiritual awakening or a spiritual opening. So consider for you a full illumination in the house of God can be a spiritual illumination, not just a practical at university education, book publishing, travel, foreign land travel, foreign shore travel as well, courts and colleges, academic settings, all of that. But if you're spiritual, a full moon can illuminate something in your spiritual life. Now, it's going to be happening around 5 degrees. So therefore, if you're an Aquarius in the first 10 degrees sun, 10 degrees moon, or first 10 degrees of the rising degree, this will have more import into your spiritual illumination per se. A full moon can show you an opportunity regarding foreign lands and travel and books and book publishing. It can open up a window of understanding in like the 2 or 3 weeks before the eclipse of the 25th of March and in the rollout of the 6 months that follow. Let's do a blow-by-blow, a breakdown of the actual independent events of the month. All right, so hang in there and we're going to do it. March the 1st and 2nd. What happens is Sun and Jupiter have a really beautiful conversation called a sextile. The Sun will be talking to Jupiter from your earnings house. Solar light in your earnings house with Jupiter in the 4th house can bring an increase in your earnings at the 1st and 2nd of March, but also some lucky opportunities regarding home, property, land, and real estate and financial goodness. Then Venus will square Uranus on March the 3rd. Well, Mercury is also sextiling Uranus. So March 3rd and 4th kind of looks like this. An unexpected surprise regarding your homeland and property with Venus in the house of you. It's not so jolting when Venus is part of it in the house of Aquarius. So it's like, or in the sign of Aquarius, because you're basically like, oh, yay, what a lucky surprise. I kind of brought this on. Maybe I took the initiative. Maybe I did something that created a powerful, unexpected, but yay result. When it comes to land, property, home, and real estate matters, but also things that you do in the home to prosper. But Mercury also sextiles from the earnings house. So we see that prosperity and financial embedment in the lucky surprise from things done in and from the home to do with land and home and property and real estate. And Mercury does own your house of lottery wins. So some of you may win a lottery ticket here around the 3rd and 4th of March of some significance. Then on March the 8th, get your daydreams out, get your vision board ready, get ready to make it happen. You have a kind of like a law of attraction vibe. We all do. It's where Neptune sits and Mercury come together in a conjunction. It's about dreaming or coming into a fantastical, imaginal place, maybe even downloading a new dreamy idea for earnings and money matters. And that is March the 8th. Do a vision board. Why not? On 9th and 10th of the month of March, what we have is the Sun is flowing in a sextile to the god of surprises in the 4th house of real estate, home, and property from your earnings house. We already saw that energy earlier with Mercury, and now along comes the Sun. What the hell is going on, guys? That you're doing something in the earnings space that lends itself to some surprises in the home and property and domestic life? Let me know in the comments when it happens to us. But at the same time, this is happening. This Sun sextile Uranus, which is Sun, by the way, is the ruler of your significant clients, audience, marketplace house. So some breakthroughs with clients, audience, and marketplace, as well as significant long-term love relationships that are prosperous, connecting to what goes on in the home, can be showing up for you on March 9th and 10th. And it may be the luck of your partner that's also being reflected back at both of you. Then we see on the same time frame, which is the 9th and 10th, Mars squares Uranus. And we saw Venus do that March the 3rd. Now March 9th and 10th, Mars follows up. This is Mars in making you aggressive, determined, and willful, strong, ambitious, and action-oriented in the house of you. And he's going to square Uranus in the house of land property. Now, Mars can be bold, adventurous, daring, and brave, energy, courageous. And what courageous action are you taking that may be surprising to you or others regarding land, property, real estate? Mars can also engender you to move, and you may be looking at the potential of an opportunity to relocate yourself. That is always possible. If that is, it's very surprising, maybe very sudden, maybe unexpected, but it may be something you're taking action on March the 9th and 10th. On March the 16th through to the 18th, the Sun and Neptune will be hunkering down in a conjunction. So March the 16th to the 18th, again, it's very dreamy, but it's about your career or your partner and money. So career, partner, audience and marketplace, earnings and money, solar energy, dreaming into being something fantastical and imaginative, but it could be a dreamy dream come true opportunity financially that your partner in love and romance has, or in conjunction with or relationship to something like an audience, marketplace, client, customer relationship. even a business partner opportunity, because the goddess of partnership in the 8th house is sitting there looking at this event. So you may have a great collaborative or business partnership opportunity with a significant other person on the 16th to the 18th of the month for some of you Aquarians. Then on the March 21st to the 23rd, as the sun moves into the sign of Aries, joining Mercury there, there's some interesting stories happening. So let's break it down. First of all, the sun and Pluto flow to each other, which is a good power upon power upon power, authentic power. You have Pluto in the house of you. You are becoming the dominatrix of your life. And as you are doing that in the most authentic way possible, you're seeing that the sun is talking to you from the house of ideas, writing, social media, trips and travel, skills-based learning, or teaching. What is happening here for you on the 21st to the 22nd? It certainly looks very powerful. It looks like you are dominating the scene and asking for that sun to deliver something to you. It's good for audience outreach in the online world. Like, for instance, if I wanted to open the shopping cart for the Sky Reader course, it would look like a successful time to do that, to use that proactively. But Sun Pluto can also be something powerful happening to do with a travel opportunity for your significant marriage type partner or with them, that is going to have some domino positive effects in your greater reality. And your siblings belong to the 3rd house. There may be some powerful developments with a sibling, not even about you, that is catching your eye and attention. But because this is a solar ingress at the vernal equinox, it bakes in Pluto 1st house, Sun 3rd house themes for one whole year into your life. I'll be doing a whole video on that for each sign. Come on, subscribe, like, you won't miss a thing, and you'll get to know about that vernal equinox chart that casts a chart for the whole year from one spring to the next and what it might mean for your sign. For you Aquarians, it's all about that 3rd house. Now we're going to talk next about Venus conjunct Saturn. Love is hard. Money is I'm a responsible steward of my money, many such meanings. They come together here, Venus and Saturn, in your 2nd house of earnings. Now, Saturn has been here since last March, exits in February of 2026, making you serious and realistic and sober-minded, cautious and structurally smart about your money stories. First time I'm trying to figure out if I'm incorporating or not. Like, I'm really thinking big picture, right? What are you guys doing? Saturn is the Lord of Aquarius. He's doing us a favor by spending 3 years in our 2nd house. He's not suppressing my earnings, by the way. I hope yours aren't. He's giving me good expert authority guidance and maturity about my money. So when Venus and Saturn join, there's so many things it could mean around the time I'm mentioning, the 21st and 22nd of March. You may become very serious about a project or direction you want to make in your earnings story that is got Venus's approval in her exaltation, and you're taking structural expertise, authority, responsibility for it. But you may also, the face, the teeth, your appearance, Saturn, the elder, Venus, beauty, be looking at facial rejuvenation strategies and doing something serious about it. Or this is what you eat, and Saturn constricts and restricts it, and Venus loves her pleasures here, and there's a merging of these two, and you may be doing a big reset on food style and finding that you can be a steward of what you ingest in a positive way, but retaining the enjoyment of what you eat. Those are all possible. Finally, you may have more of an approach to earnings that asks you to look at fusing pleasure and enjoyment with structure and long-lasting results. And these energies are intense on the 21st and 22nd. Indeed, they bake into the solar ingress chart of 1 year of meaning. And as we move into the next story, we are going to talk about the luckiest last week of any month of any year. Whoa. We have Venus sextiling Jupiter on March the 24th and 25th, and we have Venus sextiling Uranus on March the 28th. Yes, this is good. Venus, the goddess of love and money, exalted and in the sign of Jupiter's house, Pisces, your earnings house, talking to Jupiter in her house in the 4th house. Then later on, Uranus. So she's doing the same thing. She's flowing on March 24th and 5th to Jupiter in the house of your home, property, land, real estate, earnings and legacy wealth. Legacy wealth and land and domicile and where you live and home. And then she talks to Uranus for some surprise. So surprise around the 28th. It's all one story, really. It's doors to an opportunity with a pleasant surprise. It can be anything. A sudden opportunity to make more money from home, a sudden financial opportunity connected to land, property, and real estate, a sudden and unexpected and happy wealth opportunity from a family member, a family of origin member. And it impacts your bottom line financially in a good way. So it's money and home, money and home, money and home. Venus is in her exaltation, and she is very powerful, and she is very super strong here. I can't even see a downside to any of this for any sign so far. But Jupiter Uranus will be coming together April 21st in a bit of a shocking electric current in your home, property, and real estate, but also what you do in and from your home. And so it's got a lot of layers to it, guys, a lot of layers, this conjunction, this sextile between Venus and Jupiter, and then later Uranus. So look for very happy outcomes, though, on the 24th, 25th, and also the 28th. Again, it's kind of like the 23rd to the 30th of March is one hell of a lucky week. And I expect you to be wealthed up from it, pleased by the results. It can involve some property developments and home and land developments as well. All right. Thanks for listening, Aquarius. That was what we have in the month of March. I am recording today on February the 19th. This is early access for my Patreon community. They also get this content ad-free. If you want to experience that, come join for $5 a month, the lowest tier, where you not only get all YouTube videos before YouTube people see it, without any ads, forever ad-free, but you also get 2 free courses as my lure. I'm luring you in. It's Synastry, Are You My Person Relationship Astrology course, and Chiron, the Key to Purpose. I taught those 90-minute classes. You get the replay valued at $66 as my gift to you for trying me out. So it costs you $5 to get $66 worth of courses. Then you can leave. You don't have to stick around. Just keep the courses, okay? And at the $5 tier, you also get one Zoom call meeting with me a month where we talk astrology together. Every tier, you get more and more meetings and more perks. And finally, I'm giving Patreon community first access to all of my readings, openings every time now when I open the doors. And unfortunately, then the next is former clients. And then by the time I try to get to the general public, there's no spots left. So if you do really want a reading with me, it might be your best bet to join my Patreon community. I'll be opening the doors May 1st for new spots in the summer. And really, honestly, guys, I can't actually do this for everybody. I have a wait list of like 1,500 people right now or more. And it's not like I can wait list you, right? You have to get the cart opens, the doors open, spots filled within 24 hours of me opening new spots up every single time. I know it's a first world problem, but I feel bad for people who want to see me and are trying to get in. And that's all I can tell you is I'm a limited, finite resource to see me one-on-one. I don't have enough time in the day to do all the people who want to see me. Thanks for listening, everybody. Aquarius, have a wonderful month ahead.